Welcome into Underground Railroad News. I am your boy, Khalid Cecil, and today I'm calling shenanigans on the racial divide. What's going on right now is that people are digging into Tim Scott for his comments. And I think the problem is that when the topic of race comes up, people tend to only see things one way or the other. They tend to not have that gray area, which is where most of this lies. To say that there is no racism in America would be an ignorant statement. But also to say that America is not inherently racist, I don't think that that is an inappropriate statement to say either. The truth lies somewhere in the middle. You know, our country has done a lot of bad things to a lot of different people. And we know this and we accept this. But part of what we need to do is we need to come together and understand that unless we talk about everything that has happened throughout the course of American history, we won't understand where we can go in the future. You know, I talk to my producer a lot. You know, he's my closest friend. And we have discussions about, you know, the nature of America and the founding of America, and was it good or was it bad? And I've come to the conclusion that regardless of what you think about the people who came together to create the nation, the thoughts behind the nation and the Declaration of Independence, as well as the Constitution itself, are documents that are written in such a way that we have fail-safes for just about everything. We as the American public need to understand that and listen to and read this document so that we can understand how to use it to our favor, because we're not supposed to be governed by these politicians. We're not supposed to be beholden to elected officials. We're not supposed to be looking at these officials as if they are the ones who hold all the cards. Now, I say all of that to say that, do I believe that there's racism in America? I absolutely believe there's racism in America. The problem is that the people that are telling you how racist the country are some of the most racist people. When Tim Scott said what he said, it was the American left that attacked him and called him out of his name. The quickest way for a black man to be called the N-word is to have conservative leanings or to think conservative. That's the quickest way to get called the N-word. I'll get called the N-word more for my political views than I will anything that I do in my life. That's not right. I don't think it's right. I think it's wrong. And I think that we've come to a point in society where we cannot have open and honest dialogue with each other because there is so much misinformation. And the misinformation is going to destroy us at a root level. And we will not be able to succeed and excel to the next level of what it is we're trying to do on this journey that we call life. We are being turned against each other for reasons that are beyond our control. If you want to talk about race, let's talk about the young black men that are out there killing themselves in the street. Let's talk about the young black men who come from broken homes and don't have anyone that they can reliably depend upon. And then you look at what society's doing and what they're telling these young men and what they're telling young black women, and they're turning us against each other. Black men and black women are at each other's throats these days. It's ridiculous. And if we're going to talk about race, then we need to deal with the issues that we have within our own community first before we start to bring it out on other people. Because the problem that we're having is that we're not there for each other. We don't have the community that we once had as American black people. Black people in America have always had this inherent sense of strength and stick-to-itiveness that would have us succeed in different ways. We've always been able to succeed because we're strong. We pull ourselves up from our bootstraps. That's not a negative connotation. That is the most positive thing you can say to someone. That they're self-sufficient to the point that if they fall down, they can pick themselves up by their bootstraps and move forward in life. That is a compliment. It's not an insult. As far as is America racist, there are racists in America. Racism does exist within America, but as a whole, as constituted, I do not believe that the country itself is racist. There are things in it that could be better, things in it that could change, and things that would make us a lot happier as a society. But it starts with us. And by us, I mean black men actually coming to the forefront and speaking up about the things that we see. When we see Democrats or Republicans, any elected official saying things that we know aren't correct, we need to call them out and we need to call them to account because they need to be held responsible for their actions. And only when we start doing that will we start to see the fruits of our labor and will we be able to succeed. Now, I don't know if I answered the question or not, but I've given my opinion and my thought. And I'm a person who has always believed, do not believe me, do your own research, come to your own conclusion, be your own person. But that's all I have to say on the subject for now. So I'm about to go underground and work on my master plan. You can catch me at Cecil Khalid on Twitter.